The haunted past of Paper Hall, Bradford's forgotten ghosts. Tucked away in the bustling heart of Bradford, Paper Hall stands as the city's oldest surviving building, a modest yet striking example of 17th century architecture. Built around 1643, Paper Hall has witnessed centuries of Bradford's evolution, enduring everything from the industrial boom to modern urbanisation. Known for its unique charm, this Grade II listed structure has an air of mystery, not only because of its historical significance, but because of the unsettling tales that have circulated about its haunted rooms and eerie atmosphere. Unlike the grand Victorian structures or industrial mills of Bradford, Paper Hall's ghost stories are intimate and steeped in the mystery of the unknown. Visitors and caretakers have reported strange encounters, whispers in empty rooms, and the lingering sense of invisible presences that refuse to be forgotten. As the city grew around it, Paper Hall remained a constant, preserving secrets that are perhaps left, or better left, undisturbed. One of the most frequently reported apparitions at Paper Hall is a shadowy figure that appears in the narrow creaking stairwell, described by witnesses as a tall, cloaked figure with indistinct features. The entity has been sighted countless times over the years. According to legend, this ghostly figure is thought to be connected to the building's origins, possibly a former resident who lived and perhaps even died within these walls. One evening, a local historian, alone and photographing the stairwell for an exhibit, felt an intense chill as he reached the upper landing. Turning quickly, he saw a shadow slip past him on the stairs below. Frozen, he watched as the shadow seemed to pause momentarily at the bottom before vanishing entirely. The unsettling experience left him convinced that someone or something was still watching over the hall. Some believe this figure could be the spirit of a former owner, a merchant who once conducted business in the hall. Known to have been strict and reclusive, he may have been lingering in the only place he called home, reluctant to let go of the structure he once ruled over. Another famous apparition at Paper Hall is the Lady in White, an ethereal figure often seen near the building's large leaded windows that overlook the courtyard. Clad in a flowing pale gown from a bygone era, the Lady in White has been seen staring mournfully out of the window as though waiting for someone who will never arrive. Her presence is always accompanied by a faint cold breeze, even on the warmest days. Caretakers and visitors alike have reported seeing her reflection in the windows or feeling her presence when passing by. One caretaker, cleaning the hall early one morning, claimed to see a woman's reflection standing beside him in the glass. When he turned, he found himself alone in the room, though the sense of someone watching him remained long after she had vanished. It's rumoured that she may be the spirit of a woman who died in the house, possibly a member of the original family who lived there. The Lady in White's sorrowful appearance has led to some speculation that she was abandoned or left waiting for a loved one who never returned. Her quiet, mournful presence served as a haunting reminder of the tragedies woven into Paper Hall's long history. In Paper Hall's small, dimly lit parlour room, guests often report an inexplicable cold spot that persists regardless of the season. The temperature in this area drops noticeably, and some visitors have felt an icy chill, as if standing in a draught. Though no windows are open and no breeze can be felt elsewhere, paranormal investigators have measured substantial temperature drops in this specific area, baffled by the lack of any physical explanation. Several visitors have reported sudden, intense feelings of sadness or anxiety when entering this room, which many believe is a residue of past emotional suffering. One visitor described feeling a crushing weight of sorrow as she entered the room, as though she was carrying the grief of somebody else's entirety. The experience left her shaken and convinced that something tragic must have happened within those walls. Local law suggests that the parlour might have been the scene of a great personal tragedy, possibly a sudden death or a desperate farewell. Some theorise that the cold spot is the lingering presence of someone who met an untimely end, and that their spirit remains tethered to the room, unable to find peace. Paper Hall is also known for the sudden appearance of distinctive, unexplained smells that seem to drift through its rooms and hallways. Visitors and staff have reported smelling strong, old-fashioned tobacco smoke or the faint, sweet scent of rosewater perfume, both scents popular in centuries past. These aromas are often fleeting, vanishing as quickly as they appear, with no identifiable source. One visitor, exploring the upper rooms, was taken aback when the scent of tobacco filled the air around him. Looking around, he saw no one else nearby, nor any logical reason for the smell. Minutes later, the scent vanished entirely. Similarly, caretakers have encountered the smell of rosewater in empty rooms, especially near the windows and in the stairwell where the Lady of the White has been seen. These phantom scents have led many to believe that spirits from the past continue to linger, leaving behind traces of their daily lives. The tobacco smell is thought to be associated with a former male resident or visitor who may have frequented the hall, while the rosewater is believed to be tied to the Lady in White, a reminder of her presence and sorrowful vigil. Unlike other haunted locations where activity is loud or aggressive, the supernatural presence in Paper Hall is often described as subtle but deeply unnerving. Those who spend time in the building report an ever-present feeling of being watched, especially in the quiet, shadowed corners of the room. Footsteps echo through the halls even when no one else is there, and faint whispers can sometimes be heard, though they are too quiet to discern clearly. Paranormal investigators have reported that the building's thick walls seem to hold onto energy, with certain rooms exuding a palpable feeling of unease. One investigator described Paper Hall as feeling weighted with emotion, as though the stone walls had absorbed centuries of memories, sorrow, and secrets. Staff members, too, have grown accustomed to strange occurrences, from objects moving on their own to the faint sensation of someone brushing past them in empty rooms. While some view these encounters as merely eerie, others believe the spirits of Paper Hall are still trying to communicate, forever linked to the building that once housed their lives. Today, Paper Hall is an architectural gem, a symbol of Bradford's early history and a reminder of the city's past. For those who visit, it offers a step back in time, not just to view a piece of history, but to feel its weight and hear its stories, as whispered by those who seem unable or unwilling to leave. Though much of its history remains a mystery, the spirits of Paper Hall are said to embody the struggles, hopes, and tragedies of those who once lived there, whether it's the sorrowful Lady in White, the watchful shadow on the stairs, or the cold spot in the parlour. The ghosts of Paper Hall seem determined to linger, silently watching over a place that for them was once everything.